look beautiful.
That happened sooner than I thought it was going to. I need to stop crying. There's going to be a lot of tears today.
I had to apply my makeup 3 times.
Oh my God. Are you ready?
Yep.
Mason, Kaylin, a lot of people will give you marriage advice. Everybody who's ever been married, even if they're not still married, will give marriage advice. But, you know, the only real advice is the gospel and to live a gospel marriage. And I'm ashamed to say for many years I didn't really know what that meant.
Let's pray. Lord, thank you for Mason. Thanks for the good friend he is. Thanks for the faithful fiance and boyfriend he's been to this point. And I pray just as he's been faithful to Kaylin up to this point, that he would be faithful to Kaylin all of his life, physically, emotionally, spiritually, that his heart would be all hers and nobody else's. I even pray for their wedding night, for this first week together, a honeymoon, and for a lifetime together. And I pray even with the service, with the stressors that's happened leading up, that he and Kaylin both just be able to relax, enjoy this time, this special time, once in a lifetime ceremony. And just thanks for him, and I pray that he continue to grow into a godly man who just honors you, protects, loves, and cherishes you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
So for those of you who don't know me, me and Mason were childhood best friends. We lived in the same block, we went to the same school, we did just about everything together. You know, I first met Mason, I was at a buddy of mine's house, and we were sledding. And I looked down and I see Mason waddling from his house in very stiff snow gear that I'm 100% sure his mom Denise slapped on him before he went out and went sledding.
I'm Katie, I'm Kaylin's older sister. I've known her for quite a while now. We've gotten in a lot of trouble before. We used to get in a lot of trouble by our parents by doing dumb stuff like drawing on our dad's truck or throwing rocks at cars and at each other. Sorry, I'm really nervous. When we were kids, I never imagined that Kaylin would get married. I thought we were gonna live together on an island and we'd be together forever. But here we are, Kaylin's leaving me.
Okay, well, welcome everybody. I'm glad that you're here. We've been praying that it would not rain, and it has not rained, and so this is just a tremendous weather, and we're grateful for that. And on behalf of Mason and Kaylin, I know that I can just say welcome and thank you for coming to celebrate this time with them. But I also want to remind you that you're not just invited here to celebrate, but you're also brought here, you're invited here to serve as witnesses as this wonderful couple commits themselves to each other in a marriage covenant before God, with each other, but also before all of you as witnesses to what they're promising today. Now, Mason and Kaylin, you know that marriage is much more than a contract. Contract is temporary, it's man-made. One of you messes up a little bit, you're free to just exit. And we've talked about that. Marriage is a covenant. It's permanent, it's God-ordained institution, a lifelong commitment. Even when you wrong each other, even when you mess up. Your relationship with God and your commitment to this covenant is going to be the foundation of your marriage. Furthermore, Ephesians 5 teaches us that your marriage will exemplify the relationship between God and the church. That's a big deal. So when people see your marriage, they're really learning about how do we relate to God. That's a huge responsibility that all of us have. And so what we're about to do here is very important, and this is a significant responsibility. So as I've already pointed out, marriage is not to be started or walked into lightly. Your presence before me today signifies your intent to commit yourselves to each other alone, for a lifetime. What we're about to do here is sacred, it's important, it's special, it's also fun, it brings God glory, and I also believe it just brings God great joy. God's smiling right now saying this is really awesome. I do have a question. Who presents or gives this woman to be married to this man?
Her mother and father.
Very good. Mason, here's the question that I have for you. In taking Kaylin to be your wife, do you commit yourself to love her unconditionally, to give yourself completely to her, to cherish her above all others, and to partner with her as together you seek a life or to live a life for Christ through His strength alone?
I do.
And Kaylin, in taking Mason as your husband, do you commit to love and respect him unconditionally, to give yourself completely to him, to cherish him above all others, and to partner with him as together you seek to live a life for Christ through His strength alone?
I do.
I have prayed my whole life for God to protect my heart so my future husband would have all that is his. I prayed for a man who was funny and good looking and strong, but mostly I prayed for a man who would inspire me with his faith and would love my Father in heaven more than he would love me. I can say with confidence that I see every bit of that man in you, Mason. I have loved watching you run after God with a consuming love and passion, and I am more than ready to run with you. I can't help but to be in love with all that you are. You are kind and gentle and selfless. Every day you amaze me, and I can't wait to spend the rest of my life cherishing you. Kaylin, the love I have for you and the love we've shared the past 2 years and 18 days, so 2 years and 18 days, has been nothing but extraordinary. I wake up every day thanking God for the biggest blessing He could ever have given me, you. I love how sassy, funny, and cute you can be. I love how you push me to pursue Christ every day and become a better man. I love getting to see you every day and thanking God that He gave me someone so out of my league. There's not a single thing I don't love about you. Finally, from now on, I'll love getting to call you my wife. Okay, it's obvious that you are in love, that you love each other passionately.
And I'll miss her dearly, but she's in good hands. Usually they tell the groom that the bride is always right, even if you're right. But the truth is that most of the time Kalen's wrong. So watch over her. You guys are so similar, but you complement each other so well, and I know that everything will turn out right for you. And I will always be praying for you guys, and I always love you. And please call me all the time so I can be there in your lives. Thank you.
I love Mason to death, and it's been a very, very large blessing to be brought here and was asked to be his best man. And he's my best buddy, and I know that you two are going to have a very, very, very happy life together. So, to Mason and Kaylin.
And it means that you're God in the relationship. That man doesn't keep up his part, but God always keeps up His. And so when your spouse lets you down or you don't feel like they're giving their all, you still keep doing it. And if you'll do that, you'll have a blessed marriage. And really that's the secret to every relationship. And the great thing about doing it, because it's hard, it's not what comes natural, but if you'll do that, you'll wake up like I did one day and realize you don't even want your spouse to change the things that you don't like. The things that irritate you, the things that have driven you nuts for years, you realize if they ever quit doing them, you would hate it because it's a part of who they are and you love everything about them. So I pray for you guys that you will live a gospel marriage and you'll get to that great point where you love everything about each other. God bless.
Announce you husband and wife. Mason, you may kiss your bride.